Yes, sir.
Cool. Welcome, thank you for coming, and congratulations on making the state. How do you
Thank
feel?
We're the extreme team and we're number 8, 9, and 9.
Okay, great. That's the right one. Tell me about your robot.
Well, our robot has 4 motors,
4 motors.
2 light sensors, and 1 gyro sensor. The 2 motors control the 2 treads on the very bottom of the robot. The 2 treads allow it to go back, forward, and turn. Now, the treads work great.
So you got 2 sensors here and here, is that right?
Yes. The treads work great, but when they turn, they can sometimes slip, which is why we have the gyro. The gyro helps the robot turn more accurately from side to side, and the light sensors help the robot detect lines on the board by seeing them and then sending a signal back to it, and then it can turn. And I want to introduce you to Sam and Zach, and they're going to tell you more about the robot.
Okay. So I'm going to be talking about one of the problems we had about getting the truck and the ambulance in one run. And the problem was we didn't want to add so many extensions, so it takes a really long time to just add them all on, because we wanted to be as simple as possible. So the top arm, which is here, let me go. That arm, the truck fits perfectly inside the arm, and all the stuff inside the truck would go in here. And Chuck, which is the name of our robot, would tilt him off into the okay, and then there's that.
Also, I wanted to show you something about the tree branch mission. We found that it was kind of hard to come at it from this angle by the power line to knock it off, because it would usually end up on the power line as opposed to the floor. And so we decided that we would come around on the pet mission and use this sidearm to knock it, usually works, and knock off the tree branch. And I thought it was pretty creative. And also, this arm and like almost everything else on here stays on there for all the missions. We don't really take off and put on a lot of pieces. They ship for like 1 or 2, and they're really easy. And then Will is going to tell you about the robustness.
Well, Chuck, we made sure that Chuck was constructed well by, Sarah and Noah dropped him 6 inches off, 5 inches off the ground to see if it,
Like that.
That's how the first time.
I'm a little curious. Sorry.
to see if it would actually, to see if it would break or not. And luckily it didn't. Another way that we made sure it was turned because we interlocked the pieces.
How do you do that? What's interlock?
It's like,
Interlocking is when you connect one piece inside of other pieces. Like regular, like if you use regular Lego bricks, like here, this piece is connected between this piece, and this piece holds these pieces down. So it's kind of woven together.
Okay.
That's staggering.
it's not like just one big part just hanging off with nothing else to support it. And also because we were a first year team at the beginning of the year, Chuck wasn't as good as most of the other robots, and it kept breaking down often. But as we got more advanced and our minds were more experienced, we made it so that it never breaks down anymore, and we never worry about that during competition. And here's Sarah and Noah are.
I'm Sarah. This is Noah. Yes, the dropper. We are the main programmers. We're the ones that program this robot. Everybody on the team has had some experience with mechanical and some experience with electrical, because we like to split things up. We split the team up into our main mechanical and our main electrical. And so raise your hand if you're on mechanical. Raise your hand if you're on electrical. So yeah, that's basically how we split it up. We 2 are on electrical. We're the main programmers for like this, as I said. We programmed this EV3. We had a bunch of other NXTs that we also did, so everybody has a chance at at programming and mechanical, and that's how we split it up. Do you want to see a mission run?
Absolutely. I want to see a complex our sensors.
Okay, well,
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be
Show it all.
That'd be our.
Is this part off?
this is the finale robot. This is the last one. At this point, we have these. We have the truck at home.
Tell me what it's supposed to do before you push it together.
The robot is supposed to go after the ambulance and toss the truck in the air with the ambulance right side up.
And then it goes into the red zone.
Now, initially, how does the truck actually get into that position up there? Do you pick it up or?
When we put it there, we
Okay.
take it back to base
I'll
and
be
then
fine
we put it
with
there.
that.
Yeah. Well, actually, at this point, this one is already around.
Oh, yeah.
So can you put that all the way down, guys?
What was it trying to do just there?
Nothing right there.
Okay, something got caught on this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Aiden, second. Just fix it up. That mission works about 90% of the time. At the beginning, we wanted to have it more advanced because we wanted more points. So we were going to back up and go get that with an ultrasonic sensor. We decided against it because we couldn't find a good place to put the ultrasonic sensor without changing the entire robot. So we didn't want to do that because we didn't have enough time. So we decided against that, and so that's why we work with a simple mission. That works about 90% of the time.
It either doesn't work or the truck snaps in half.
The reason why is because obviously you're throwing something, so you're not going to throw it the same thing, like the same spot every single time. So there are variables. And
Our treads are really big variables because originally there was a bigger wheel in the middle, which caused it to rock back and forth. So Sarah took that wheel out and put the smaller ones in. They're the same size. But the treads had already been stretched to fit that. So it made it to where they were loose. And we pull it back every time, but
like
they still
this.
kind of get caught up occasionally.
Like if
and
you just set it down like this, it's loose like that. And so we figured it out. We actually ran a test. Now we set it back and we pull it back like that. You actually could have seen me. I went like this.
Kind of wind it
And I
up.
pulled it, yeah, kind of wind it back and you pull it, make sure it's like taut, and then use it in your mission. And we do that for every mission so the treads don't affect it much. And the gyro, they're gonna slip because they are loose, so they might slip like one little thing that might be that much off. But after you go that great amount of distance, it's a long ways off. And so we fixed that by using the gyro. And the gyro, we use which one?
we use the we have several my blocks that we made for the gyroscope. We have the check gyro, which checks to see if it's drifting because the gyro isn't the best product ever, and so it will drift. And so we have the check gyro, which it resets the gyroscope to 0. Then it scans, then it waits, and it scans it to see if it's moving. And if it is, then it ends a program because that's when we always put it at the beginning of our programs where it's sitting still in base. If it's not moving, then it just goes on with the rest of the
So
program.
we use the switch. Oh, the switch? That's the switch, right? Yeah, that's the switch. These are all of our my blocks. He just told you about the check gyro. The turn gyro there's a plus or minus 3 degree like error in the gyro. So we could tell it to turn 70 degrees and it could turn 72 degrees. And so we made the turn gyro to make it go the target, that's what we call it, the target, make it go 70 degrees. So then it would see that it went 72 degrees. The turn gyro block makes it turn very slowly in the opposite direction so that it isn't 70 degrees. That way it completely negates the plus or minus 3 degree error. And then for straight run on over here for this, the ambulance will push the robot this way, so it will be turning. So if you just tell the robot to go forward like 10 rotations, it'll actually go this way. So he created a straight run. That's what we call a straight run my block, and he can tell you more about that.
We actually have diagrams for all of these back here. This is the check gyro. Those are pretty simple program to do. The straight run was a lot more difficult, but it resets the gyro, then it resets rotations as well. And what it does is that it goes here, and the gyroscope senses it, and if it's at 0, it just keeps going forward. it's not at 0, it resets it and does this. Sorry. And depending on whether it's positive or negative, it will turn right or left more because positive is right and negative is left with the gyroscope.
This is a loop right here, so this will run over and over and over again during that mission. This is a switch, so if the answer is yes, and it did turn a little bit, it'll go with the yes. If the answer is no, and it didn't turn.
Well, no, if it's
yeah,
yes
if
and it didn't turn,
yeah.
it'll go up here. If it did turn, it'll go here, which is another switch. And this is right. So if it is going too far to the left, it goes up and it turns right. If it's going too far to the right, then it goes down and turns to the left. And so it does this, and it just keeps looping until it gets it right. And once it does, it stops. And this sets it to where we can set it for however many rotations we want it to go. So.
And the MyBlock is very convenient because instead of having like this ginormous, super long program with that written in there every time we want to do a straight run, it's a lot easier to do just that one little block that you can just put like 10 rotations. So that's why we like the MyBlock because it's very simple and compact.
All right, so we have ran out of time. Wish we had more time. Thank you so much for coming. That's a wonderful job. Good luck on the rest of the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you all need the folder for anything?
I sure do. We got our notes. It was good to see you.
Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.